All right, so here we go with your Quiz 15 study guide. And we got 12 problems that we're going to cover today. So, problem number 1, we need the measure of angle 1. And here's the picture we got. We've got a circle with 2 chords intersecting in the circle. And here's our angle 1. We got a 50-degree arc on the left, and we've got a 60-degree arc on the right. So the measure of angle 1 is equal to 1/2 of the sum of the intercepted arcs. So 1/2 of 50 plus 60. So that's going to be 1/2 of 110. So the measure of angle 1 is equal to 55. Number 2, we've got another circle with the 2 chords intersecting inside the circle. And now our angle is right here, and we need the measure of angle 2. We've got an arc on the left that's 48 degrees, and we've got an arc on the right that's 40 degrees. Now, keep in mind, these 2 arcs that you have the measurements for are not the intercepted arcs for this angle 2 right here. So what we've got to do is create this, not create, but create a variable for this angle in here, inside the circle, and use the 40 and the 48 to find that angle measure. And then that angle measure and angle 2 are a linear pair. So the first thing we're going to do is find the measure of x. X equals 1/2 of the sum of 40 plus 48. So 1/2 of 40 plus 48, that's 88 divided by 2 is 44 degrees. So this x is equal to 44 degrees. Well, we said yesterday that that angle and angle 2 are a linear pair. They share a vertex, they share a side, and they form a line. So the measure of angle 2 is equal to 180 minus 44. 136 degrees. Number 3. Circle with a secant and a tangent. The angle we're looking for is this angle 3 right here. And we're given an arc measure of 190. So we talked about this the other day, that the measure of an angle formed by a secant and a tangent is equal to 1/2 of its intercepted arc. So the measure of angle 3 is equal to 1/2 of 190. Which is 95 degrees. This angle is equal to 1/2 of this arc. So problem number 4 is very similar. We've got a circle again. With a secant and a tangent. Now the angle we're looking for is this angle 4 right here. And the arc measure we're given is 130. So this 130-degree arc goes from point V here around to point R. Which means the arc on the right side, or the top side of this circle, is equal to 360 minus 130, because the two arcs together form a circle. So if we take 360 and subtract 130, we get 230. So this angle, this arc is 230 degrees. That makes the measure of angle 4 equal to 1/2 of 230. And half of 230 is 115. 115 degrees. Problem number 5. We've got these two chords intersecting inside the circle again. We're looking for angle 5. The arc measures we're given are 65 and 55. So again, this is very similar to the problem we just did. We need to find this angle first, because we are given its two intercepted arcs. So x is equal to 1/2 of 65 plus 55. So our x is equal to 1/2 of 120, and half of 120 is 60. So this angle in here is 60 degrees. This angle, x, 60 degrees. Well, we just said that the 60-degree angle plus this angle 5 right here need to sum 180. So the measure of angle 5 is equal to 180 minus 60, which is 120. Number 6. Secant and a tangent again that intersect at point M. We're looking for angle 6 right here. And we've got an arc measure of 232. So the measure of this angle 6 is equal to half of its intercepted arc. But we don't know the measure of its intercepted arc, but we do know that the two arcs in this diagram sum 360. So this arc down here on the bottom is equal to 360 minus 232. Which is 128. So the measure of angle, bless you, angle 6 is equal to 1/2 of 128. So 64 degrees. Problem number 7. We've got point R outside of this circle. And it's the origin for these two secants. We've got a 40-degree angle. I'm sorry, 40-degree arc, 130-degree arc, and we need the measure of angle R. Measure of angle R is equal to, remember yesterday we said that the measure of this angle is equal to 1/2 the difference of the big arc minus the little arc. So the measure of angle R equals 1/2 of big arc, which is 130, minus little arc, which is 40. So the measure of angle R equals 1/2 of 130 minus 40 would be 90, and half of 90 is 45 degrees. So there's your measure of angle R. Problem number 8. We've got angle K out here. We've got an arc on the top of this circle that measures 100 degrees, an arc on the right of this circle that measures 72 degrees, and then an arc on the bottom at 160 degrees. Now, this is the same as the last problem. This angle is equal to 1/2 of the big arc minus the little arc, intercepted arcs. But look what we got here. We're missing the small arc, aren't we? But this 100-degree arc and the 72-degree arc and the 160-degree arc all need to sum, and the green arc all need to sum 360, don't they? So this arc in here is going to be 360 minus 100 minus the 72 and minus the 160. $28 degrees. So this green arc in here is 28 degrees. So the measure of angle K is equal to 1/2 of the big arc, 72, minus the little arc, 28. So we've got half of 44. So the measure of our angle K is equal to 22 degrees. Number 9. Number 9, we've got point U outside of this circle. We've got a secant and a tangent. And the secant and the tangent we're looking for, this is angle U outside of this circle. We've got a 60-degree arc, a 148-degree arc, and we need the measure of angle U. So look, again, the top of this circle is 148. The small piece of this circle is 60, or the small intercepted arc is 60. So this big arc over here that goes from S to W is going to equal 360 minus the 148 minus the 60. $152. So again, we've got this angle that's equal to half of the big arc, which is what we just found, minus the little arc, which is right here. So the measure of angle U is equal to 1/2 of 152 minus 60. So that's half of 152 minus 60 is 92. And half of 92 is 46 degrees. Number 10. All right, number 10 has a point right there in the middle of the circle. And then it's got a secant that goes through that point. So we got point M, we got, actually, yeah, this thing goes all the way through. Got point A, and this is point S out here. And then we've got a tangent. At point T. You're given this angle in here is 42 degrees, and you need to measure of angle S. So the key to this picture right here is that you've got SA here, this ray SA, which is also a secant that goes through the center. If it goes through the center, it creates a diameter. The diameter cuts the circle in half, which makes this arc 180 degrees. So if we've got 180 degrees of an arc, we got a 42-degree arc, we need this arc TA. So that arc TA is going to be equal to 360 minus 180 minus 42. So 138 degrees. So we got it again. We got this angle outside is equal to half of the big arc minus the little arc. So S equals 1/2 of big arc, which is 138, minus little arc, which is 42. All right, so 138 minus 42 is 96. So we need half of 96. And half of 96 is 48. So the measure of angle S is equal to 48 degrees. All right, we got number 11 and number 12 left. So number 11, we've got this circle again. We've got point E outside of the circle. And we've got two tangents. Our tangents are at D and A. we are given a 90-degree angle right here. We've got a point on the circle at P, and we need the measure of arc DPA. So if I highlight the arc that we need, it's right here. That's the big arc. Arc DA is the little arc. And we've got the angle. So the angle is equal to 1/2 of big arc minus little arc, but we don't know either one, do we? So you got to get a little bit creative right here. We're going to call the big arc. We're going to call the big arc X degrees. Now, if the big arc is X degrees, isn't the little arc 360 minus X degrees? The two arcs together have to sum 360, don't they? So if we know one of them and we subtract one of them from 360, we have the other one, don't we? Now, here's the setup. The measure of the angle, 90, equals 1/2 of the difference of the big arc minus the little arc. And the little arc is 360 minus X. Here's the key to this whole problem. You're subtracting an expression, so you have to distribute this negative right here. So 90 is equal to 1/2 of X. This is really a -1 here. So -1 times 360 is -360. And -1 times -X is +X. So I'm going to do two things in this next step. I'm going to divide both sides by 1/2. 90 divided by 1/2 is 180. And on the right-hand side, we're going to combine like terms. So we've got an X plus X, which is 2X. And we got a -360 that comes down. So we're going to add 360 to each side. And 180 plus 360 is 540. So 540 equals 2X. And then we're going to divide both sides by 2. 540 divided by 2 is 270. So what they asked for was the measure of DPA. Well, there it is, 270 degrees. All right, and then problem number 12, similar. Here's what we've got. We've got another circle. Shocking. We've got an angle K outside of this circle and two tangents. We've got a tangent at L and we've got a tangent down here at J. 36-degree angle. We need the measure of LJ. Arc LJ. And we've got a third point on this circle at point R. So here's our angle. Here's our big arc. Here's our little arc. We're going to call our big arc X, and we're going to call the small arc 360 minus x. So 36 equals half of big arc x minus little arc 360 minus x. So our 36 equals 1/2 of x minus 360 plus x. Divide both sides by 1/2 again. And combine like terms. So 36 divided by 1/2 is 72 equals 2x minus 360. Add 360 to each side. And 72 plus 360 is 432. And we're going to divide each side by 2. All right, so we get a 216 equal to x. But we're not done, because they asked for LJ, arc LJ. That was the small arc. And the small arc was equal to 360 minus x, and our x is 216. So 360 minus 216, 144. So there's your measure of arc LJ. And that completes our study guide for quiz 15.